Welcome back to our series, our first year in Provence, and it is
May. You can check the continuity, everybody, by watching the drinks as they go down.
Yeah, exactly.
We're being rogue and drinking Normandy cider because it's lovely and it's low alcohol, which is great. There's no alcohol in this video. What was May like? Let's start with our favourite topic. As always, the reason why we moved here, the weather.
Overall, the balance has shifted from rain to sun.
Great.
Finally.
Finally, as it starts to rain in Northern Europe, the sun has arrived in Southern.
Yeah. It's just been progressively getting hotter.
Don't you think that might be because there was that couple of days of big Mistral and then it kind of got hot?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think so. Because, I mean, any weather buffs, please let us know. But that kind of was like a break. We haven't had that wind since. And it was wet before that and dry up north. And then that changed. There was rain up north, the big wind, and it dried down here. And it kind of like ushered in the heat, the start of the warmth, real warmth. It's been hotter air temperature rather than chillier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Mistral, which George is talking about, if you don't know, is the wind. It's basically the name for the wind.
One of the 22 named winds of Provence.
Very good. And about, sort of mid-May, we had a very bad episode of this wind where...
We had a very bad episode of wind. Clip that.
It was really windy. I don't know what to say. Mid-May, it was really windy.
Mid-May, it was really windy, yeah.
Basically, it was just crazy and we suffered, unfortunately. We had some casualties, didn't we, in our garden furniture. Have a look at this.
Okay, what was the situation?
The devastation.
Oh my God.
That didn't look like that.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No. Oh my God.
Proper flipped it.
Bloody hell.
So it snapped it in there.
Oh no, that is dead. That's our brand new parasol and table.
That is dead. Table we might be able to reinforce and fix because it's right in the middle. It's not snapped it right through.
How annoyed are we?
I'm really annoyed. Like when we came in last night, when we got home, it was fine, and half an hour later, once we put the kids to bed.
Well, it was quite windy when we got in.
No, but as in this was up.
Yeah,
this was up.
It was quite windy when we got in, and then we were like thinking, oh, maybe we should get it in, but we had to get the kids to bed. It was like super rushed.
And then when I came out, I saw it. I was like, I'm not looking at that till the morning. We can fix the table though, so we can brace it and sand it. It's fine. It's not like snapped it in half, but we'll brace it, sand it, fill it from underneath.
Yeah,
it'll be all right.
It's just so annoying because we've just had the worst luck with parasols because we bought one which is like one of those ones that kind of sits not in the table, like on the outside and curves over, and then realised it was too windy for that. So we went to send it back, and the parasol cost like €90, and to ship it back was going to be 150, and they wouldn't cover the costs. So we're now stuck with that parasol and the base, neither of which haven't
not work right now.
They don't work right now, but we were like 150 down on that with the base as well. And then this parasol, we then bought this parasol, which was like another €100. And now that's bloody snaps. For €250 down on parasols, which is €250 is like
it's a lot.
A significant amount of our monthly budget.
Let's go see if everything else is broken.
So that was unfortunate, to say the least.
Yeah.
But and we're now without a parasol, and when it's actually sunny, so we need to figure that out. Anyway, it did after that get progressively warmer, which has been really amazing.
Well, it's turned into
Summer.
Living idyllic
Yeah.
right now, as you can see in the field in which we're sat.
It's like long evenings, they're warm, the mornings they're actually quite warm.
Yeah, we're filming this at 7:00.
Yeah, it's hot.
In the evening. And it's hot.
Thumbs up for the weather in May. Definitely feel like that's when summer starts here.
We're enjoying the heat. It's been lovely.
Soaking out. One thing that we have noticed in May is that there have been loads of events happening around the local area. I share the French people's love of a little fete, and they love a fete. Let me tell you.
They really
always
do.
Something on, which is great. And there's been loads to choose from. There's been bread festivals, cheese festivals, lots of sporting activities, brocants, vive greniers. There's been loads. And we have partook.
On one side of us, in a village nearby, we had a bread festival on one day, and a village on the other side had a cheese festival the next day. Unfortunately, we didn't make it down to the bread one, but we did go to the cheese one in a town called Banon.
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 All right, we're like, people have already started parking here, and this is well out of town.
This is like a kilometre to town. Yeah, I think we're going to have to park here.
Well, there are spaces, so that's good.
Wow.
Oh my word. Right, the first obstacle to the Cheese Fest.
Going up a hill.
This massive hill with this massive buggy. We've been overtaken by a single buggy.
There's like a bus, a navette. So a bus that's rammed full of people that just loops around picking people up. But we're not. We're going to try and
we can't get on it.
Explain to people that we want to put the buggy underneath in order to get on. We're just not. We'll just walk up this hill and it'll be fine. I can smell the cheese from here, though.
Or someone food.
Who are you accusing? I don't think that'd be so good for our land.
No, that might do more damage than good.
Yeah, tracks, not so much, but... Into the market with our wide load.
So busy.
It's so busy.
Cheese store.
Deep in the cheese and wine store. And it's hectic with the double buggy.
Yeah.
We are going at one step every 10 minutes.
That was fantastic. Highly recommend that if you're in. Well, basically, I highly recommend coming to Provence in May. There's lots on. What else was there, George?
Apart from the cheese, which was delightful, we had a couple of events that were local. I mean, it was all local, but this was really local on our mountain, the Montagne de l'Eure, our mountain. The first one was cool, which we definitely partook in. It's an all-category climb, and we decided to go and ride it because they closed the road to car traffic just so that bikes could ride up it. And we had open roads, and we're like, let's go ride up a mountain.
It was part of a 4-day bike festival in the town, But they had various activities going on throughout all the different villages and the town itself, and this was one of them. They do it throughout summer until September across various cols in the Alpes de Provence.
Mountain passes, if you don't know what to call it.
Oh, yeah. Across the Alpes de Provence region, and they do it for a day or a half day, and they shut the traffic, which is absolutely amazing.
It's brilliant. Yeah.
So, especially, well, I mean, it's always good to ride a road without any traffic on, but especially these passes, obviously you come down them quite quickly. And if you're a bit more of a kind of novice intermediate like me, that is quite scary, and it's much nicer to do it without cars there.
Where are we?
We are in Saint-Étienne-le-Joug, which is the village town at the base of the road up the Montagne de Loure. We only have limited time because we only have childcare for a certain amount of time, so we won't make it to the top, but it's a cool opportunity.
Yeah, we're going to see some views and see how far we get. And with no cars on the road.
And I will say, as a reminder, this is the first bike I've owned in 25 years. And I'm a beginner, so we'll see how I go.
So it's closed at the bottom, and the pass over the top is open if we were to go that way. And then Jazz has, I gotta go catch her. She's off. There we go. Second once and a nice man to help us through. Brilliant, closed roads, take it. I love this. An entire mountain closed just for us poor cyclists. And we are at 1,000 metres. There goes Jazz. She's pointing at something. I have no idea what. Can you see? What? Deer? Oh, I have no idea where they are. That, oh, behind us where I nearly crashed into Jazz, is the chapel of something. The Abbey Chalassienne, yeah, of the 12th century is down there, which is one of the landmarks. And I was hoping we get here. Oh, don't ride off the side of the mountain. We're 1,250 metres and we're still plodding along. Another 20 minutes or so and then we'll begin the descent. Off we go. We're at 1,400 metres. Biggest climb ever by a massive amount.
What's up?
She's through. And now the descent. Carbon wheels and rim brakes versus Jazz's disc brakes. Doing alright?
It's cold on the way down, and I'm braking so hard I can't feel my hands. Oh,
It is chilly. It's not cold air temperature, but it is fresh.
if you're standing still, it's fine. But
Yeah.
if you're going at like whatever
40k an hour.
crazy speeds I'm going at. Yeah, I don't like the downhill.
A brilliant initiative.
Yeah, really good.
And there was like mountain biking as well on the Loure and in the local town. It was a great 4-day festival, and that kind of was a warm up for the main event, which was the Trail de Haute-Provence, the THP.
The Trail de Haute-Provence was essentially a running festival that was made up of various different course distances. So the maximum ultra marathon was 180 kilometres, I think, wasn't it? Right down to a little kids race that was like 1 kilometre, and a sort of fun walk for charity that was a 10k walk. And then there was just lots of distances in between that. It was epic. They had the start and finish line in Faucalquier, which had they had like DJs and food, and everyone was out supporting. It was really cool. It was such a good atmosphere. And then through all the kind of villages and towns nearby, they had stations where you could go and watch people come through. They also started some of the races from various locations, and all the villagers were like coming out with their signs and cheering in the bars.
I wasn't here for this, and we'll tell you why later, but did it kind of pass through various villages and stuff like that?
Passed through all these like loads of villages, and people were out, like honestly, all around here,
That's cool.
cheering people on. It was like we were driving around, like beeping people in the car, like
That's so cool.
and they ran the 160-kilometre one. They run through the night. That's mad to me. Right,
It's mad. You don't want to be in the wrong place.
What?
the night
Oh
time.
dear! What were those little? Like,
Wolves. We've got wolves around here.
wolves? Yeah,
Little animals. Wolves.
those little ones.
Those little ones.
And next year we may participate not in the 160k,
No.
but maybe in something. Yeah, I'm not sure yet.
I don't know. We'll have to see. Jazz has signed herself up for the Paris Marathon next year after watching the London Marathon and getting very excited. So you're maybe, well, we'll see how
That's
you
in
feel
April,
after
and this is
doing
May, so
May. You'll be in peak
I-
fitness
yeah,
whether you continue.
either I'll be in peak fitness or absolute shreds.
Yeah. So maybe we'll do the 50k THP, or we'll do the 20 or the 40.
Or I'll do the fun walk with my
Fun walk with the kids.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, all these events are available to anyone. The cycling one was free. You can just turn up and do that.
Yep.
And then the THP one, you do pay a little bit, but it's not crazy. So if you're looking to come to Provence and want to come when it's really nice temperatures, it's really, it's still hot. It was like 30 degrees that week. You're into running or you're into cycling. It's a really lovely thing to come and do, to come for a long weekend or something and come
Yeah.
for an event.
Yeah. Great destination event.
Yeah.
We had one more really good day out in May. There's a place you might want to go to, which is Simeon-la-Rotonde. Simeon in the round. Round Simeon.
Fat Simon.
Fat Simon is what we've called it.
It's a British name.
Which is a lot of the villages around here are the village Perche. Is it Perche? I'm not actually sure of the pronunciation, but it basically means they're sort of up on the side of a hill. Simeon-la-Rotonde is one of them. It's really one of them. It was a slog getting the double buggy up it, but we went up for a quick walk around the village and a really lovely, absolutely brilliantly priced, very tasty meal.
It was like this tiny little restaurant that was run by two women, and they literally did everything, like the front of house, the waitressing and the cooking. And it was a set menu, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a
So
set
you just
menu.
go in and you can, there was a starter, main, dessert. Yeah, there was sort of two choices for each.
Which in itself is slightly unusual, but excellent to have a vegetarian choice on level pegging. And the cheapest carafe of wine we've had since we've been in Provence by half.
How much was it like?
It was €8 for a half litre
That's amazing.
of wine. Yes, it's normally 16.
I
but
drove
we
to George just one could drink.
nary a drop past Jazz's lips here in the countryside. Excellent. Simeon-la-Rotonde. We want to go and see it again properly because
It was raining.
it didn't rain, but it did rain then. We're about to get a visitor in a second.
Oh, no.
Ladies and gentlemen, please may we introduce to you her goofiness, the royalty that is Slam.
Bonjour.
Hello, you. Hi, puppy dog. Hello. You're gonna just sit there for our filming. This is Flam.
Hi.
She is an Anatolian Shepherd dog. She's about 70 kilograms.
She rolled on top of me yesterday, like literally rolled on top
Jazz
of
was
me.
screaming for help because she was squashed by a dog last year.
I was like, George!
So this is one of our house guests. She comes and knocks on the door for Blue, and because she's so strong, she just pushes the door open. So yeah, this is Flam. You can stay here for the rest of this. You're gonna sit there. Okay. Yours.
Don't mind her.
You're all boss-eyed, aren't you? Bye.
Oh, don't go in the house, Flam. Oh, other life updates. What's happened?
What happened? Well, officially, we got engaged. Yeah. Which it may not be news to anybody here, but it's an important thing for us. It means that finally we can get some paperwork stamped on this. No, it's bloody brilliant, basically. Bloody brilliant. And about damn time someone put a ring on this finger.
Yeah, we're very happy. It was a just lovely joint decision that this is the next step in our relationship, and we're so happy. Oh, ah, oh my God!
It's gone.
It was in my hair.
I know, it's gone now. I saw it fly away. It couldn't be one of these without one clip of jazz and a bug.
They get caught in me.
They do.
Okay, on less joyous life updates, George had to go back to work this month.
Yes. That involved going to Thailand. So I had to pop off to Thailand for a short week. And as I was on the plane on the way back, I suddenly texted Jazz and was like, I forgot to film a thing.
Before we went,
I
I
didn't
was like,
film
remember to film some bits.
anything apart from a couple of little bits in Bangkok when I was doing a layover. So you can see these now because they're going over the top of this. But yeah, I had to go back to work, which was a bit of a shock. It meant I missed the Trail de Haute Provence.
Yeah.
Your parents came down to help out for a little bit, which is lovely. But toe firmly back in the water for work now. And there'll be more of that coming up soonish, more trips away, which is unfortunate. But, you know, the best thing is I get to come back here. It's so much better than London.
All right, last topic. What is a Frenchism that we have learned about this month?
The May Frenchism. I've got a good one.
Go on then.
It's all to do with what we're sitting in here, the pelouse, the grass. We found a rule in one of the websites of one of the mairies in one of the local towns about...
In an old handbook.
In an old handbook written down about what you have to do when you can clear things, when you can cut your grass, and what you have to do. And basically, I was like, you've got until the end of May. Well, really, it's like the 4th of June, but basically May is your time to clear what you're going to clear, or else you have to stop. Basically, for risk of fire, you have to get rid of all of your piles of stuff. You have to get rid of, basically stop doing anything that could possibly cause any sort of forest fire. So there was mad dashes of people with trailer loads of stuff going to the déchetterie, lots of green material. We were desperately shredding the last of our stuff that we can shred.
Clear the brush.
Clearing the brush that we can, doing a big cut of within, basically you have to be 50 metres away from the house, roughly, sort of to provide a barrier from any meadow grass like this. So we have gotten big mower out and gone around the whole house, cut that, dried it, and made a hay pile, which we'll use to mulch in the veg garden over the rest of the summer. And that should be that's it. We can't really cut properly now until, from our point of view, until about late September, October, when all the grass is dried and died.
Have a look at our...
Here's some mowing.
What's the rule that we have to keep?
A sort of 50-metre barrier around the house, if you own that much of your land, to minimise the risk of spread of forest fires or damage to properties.
Yeah.
If there is a fire that ravages the land. And there have been over recent years. Here less so, but a bit further south, yes.
So you've got to keep it cut.
You've got to keep it cut, and you just basically don't want any risk to do anything that might risk kindling. So our makeshift barbecue, now we can't use, is basically illegal because it has to be a built-in one quite close to the house with a little chimney. So our dry wood barbecue is not going to cut it, and that's fine. And it's great to know about these sorts of regulations and advisories, and hope that everybody else around us is following them.
Yeah.
Because a combination of hot summers and occasional massive amounts of wind is not great if you have a risk of fire.
Yeah, it's definitely something we take really seriously.
Any excuse to use the mower.
We noticed everyone was cutting, and we were like, why are they doing that? Which is kind of what triggered us to look it up, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That is a good one.
That's a good. It's a really good local French localism. Do not sleep on the websites of your local town here. Like, they have all sorts of. They basically tell you how to live.
AOB.
AOB. If not, we'll give you a few minutes back. You can have that to yourselves. If you've got any questions for us around life in Provence or life in France, if you're thinking about moving, maybe, hopefully these vlogs sort of given you a bit of an idea of what you need to go through, some of the hurdles. But if you have any questions, do drop them in the comments below and we'll try and answer. We do read all your comments. Thank you so much.
If anyone has any recommendations for things to do or places to go, please drop them in the comments as well, because while we do discover some bits on our own, it would be lovely to have some recommendations.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. Give us a like, subscribe if you enjoy more of this content, because we will be doing it more. But I think we need to go and refill your glass now.
Yes.
And have some dinner.
That would be good. I hope you've had lovely Mays wherever you are, and that it's looking like summer is on the horizon. If it's not, come to Provence. It definitely is here. It's arrived. And we will see you in June for the next instalment, where we have lots of exciting things happening in June as well.
We do. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bisous.
Bisous.
Bye.